Hello viewers, welcome to our UNC digital class. Myself Prasmita Jaina, lecturer in computer science. So today I am going to discuss array in data structure. As in the previous video lecture, I have already discussed about array, that is definition, declaration and initialization, and how can we reserve in how the array reserve memory in memory RAM, and how we can calculate the address location for each array element. So in this video lecture we will discuss some operations on array, that is traversal, insertion, deletion, sorting like this. So in this class we will discuss the traversal operations and insertion operation in array. First we will discuss the algorithm of the array traversal and insertion, and then we will implement that algorithm in a function and their program implementations. So let us see the traversal of array. So first we will know what do you mean by array traversal. Array traversal means traversing each and every element of array at least one, or we can say visiting each and every element of the array or accessing each and every element of the array. So let us discuss on array traversal. Traversal operation over array. Traversal means, so array traversal means visiting each element of an array at least once. Okay. We have an array A having size 5. That means the array reserve 5 memory location in memory RAM. So we have the array name array A and having size n equals to 5. As we know, array index starts from 0 and ends at size minus 1. The size is 5 is given and it ends at size minus 1, that means 5 minus 1, that is 4. So suppose this array contain elements, suppose 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So array traversal means we will visiting this element of the array at least one. We may display this element at least one. So comes to the algorithm part of the array traversal. So algorithm for array traversal. For array traversal. Okay. Suppose we have an array, let A be a linear list, n be the size of the array, okay. Then we will write the algorithm for array traversal. In this case, suppose n equals to, let us consider n equals to 5. Okay. So according to rules of writing algorithm, in first step we will write start of the algorithm, start, initialize a counter variable which is used to help for accessing this element, or you can say we will set a counter variable for each and for visiting each and every element of the array. Suppose that variable is suppose I, and here I am initializing that variable I equals to 0. Comes to step 3 and we will visit from 0 to 5. Here I am setting I equals to 0 because I index starts from 0, and this will visiting the array 5 times because the array size is given as 5. That means we will continue to increment the value of I until it will 5. Okay. So for that we will take an loop, and in algorithm we will write repeat step 4 and step 5 until I less than size. The size is stored in the variable n. Okay. And in step 4 we will display each and every element of the array. So for that I can write display A of I. Okay, A of I means initially I am initializing I equals to 0. So when I am executing first iteration, so it will display A of I means it will display A of 0 location data. So then we will increment the value of counter variable, that is I. So set I equals to I plus 1. Then comes to end of the step 2 loop. Then we will exit from the algorithm, or we will stop the algorithm. Exit. Okay. Let's see the execution of array traversal. Here I am setting I equals to 0 and repeat step 4, 5 until I less than n. As n equals to 5, so this condition is true because I equals to 0 and n equals to 5. 0 less than 5 condition true. If this condition is true, then we will execute step 4 and 5, and until this condition is met, then we will exit from this loop, that is from step 3 to step 6. So this condition is true, then we will process these two steps, display A of I and I equals to I plus 1. A of I means it will first display 10. Okay, then set I equals to I plus 1. So I became 1. Then again we will go for step 3. Again we will check the condition I less than n, that is 1 less than 5. Condition again true. Then we will again process step 4 and 5, that is display A of I. So I became 1 and we will display A of 1, that is 20. Okay. Then again we will increment I equals to I plus 1, that is I equals to 2. Again we will go for the step 3, and in this way we will executing each and every element of the array, and it will display 30, 40 and 50. And when we are display 50, after that I became incremented as 3, 4 and 5. And when I 5, it will check I less than n, that is 5 less than 5. The condition is false, and we will exit from step 3 to this step. This is the end of step 3 loop. Then we will exit, and after executing this algorithm, we will traversing all the elements of the array. After executing this step, and this condition is to be false, and we will exit from this step to this step, and after that we will see all the elements of array are traversed, that is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 are displayed. So let's see the function implementation of this algorithm. Let's see the function implementation of this algorithm. Suppose the function name as traverse, and the function receive the array. Suppose our array is of integer type and the range of the array. Okay. Then we will declare a counter variable. In this case, we will take the counter variable as I, and here also we will take as I. Then for traversing this array, we will take a loop. Suppose for I equals to, according to algorithm, we can say I equals to 0. So the counter variable is initialized as 0, and we will continue, or the loop condition became I less than n. So we can write I less than n is the range of the array, and we have the increment decrement statement. In this case, we are incrementing the counter variable, that is I equals to I plus 1. So I equals to I plus 1. Instead of this, you can write I plus plus, that is according to your increment operator. So next we will display each and every element of array. For that we can use a printf statement. For that we will write a printf statement, that is printf slash n, it will display each and every element of array in a new line. Then percentile d, it is the integer format specification, and we will display each element of the array, that is a of I. Okay. So this is the functional implementation of algorithm. You can say the functional implementation. Here receiving the array, and it is the range of the array, and I is the counter variable which is used to count how many times the loop is executed. Then for I equals to 0, I less than n, suppose in this case also n equals to 5, then I equals to I plus 1, then printf slash n percentile d. That means first it will display a of I location data, that is a of 0, that is 10. So first it will display 10. Then next again from this location the loop will continue to increment the counter variable value, that is I equals to I plus 1. Then again it will check the condition I less than n, condition true because I is 1 and n equals to 5, condition is true. Then again printf slash n percentile d a of I. Slash n means the output will display in the next line. So it will display next line, that is 20, because a of I means a of 1. A of 1 contain the value 20 or the element 20. And likewise we can display 30, 40 and 50. So this is the function implementation of array traversal, and we can also implement this in program. Okay, for practical use we can implement this in a program. Let us see the program implementation of array traversal. Let us implement the array traversal in program. How can we execute this in practically? So as we know that from C programming we will implement each and every program by using function. So we will see how we can implement this array traversal by using function. So we know that in function there must be a return type and function name and the argument list. So let us see. First we will declare the declaration part of the array, then we will define the calling part of the function, then the call part of the function, or you can say the body part of the function. So the prototype is, here we are not returning any value from call part to calling part. So return type is void, name of the function is traverse, and the list of the argument that we receive in the call part of the array, that is one integer array. So data type is int, and the range of the that array, that is also integer type. So let us start from void main. Void main, you have an integer array, that is int, suppose a of 50, and for range we will declare a variable n, and there must be a counter variable, that is I. So first we must put the range of the array. So printf enter the range of an array and that will store the variable n. By using scanf function we will read the range percentile d ampersand n. Then next we will input the array element. So printf enter the array element. So for inputting the array element we will take a loop, suppose that is a for loop. For according to for loop syntax we have a initialization part, condition part and increment decrement part. So here I am initializing the counter variable as 0 because we know the array index starts from 0 and this loop will continue less than size. So I less than n. Instead of this you can also take I less than equals to n minus 1. So I plus plus, we must increment the counter variable value, then we will input the array element by using scanf function. scanf percentile d a of I. So, by using scanf function, input the array element percentile d and percent a of I. So, it will take one by one element and store according to their memory location. Then this will end the for loop, and then we will call the function, that means we will call the definition part of the function. For that we can write the user defined function name that we defined at the time of function prototype declaration, prototype or function declaration traverse, and according to the syntax we will pass the array as well as the range of the array. So, then it will end the main function. So, let us see how the function or how the program is executed. So, this is the prototype of the function, that is void traverse int. It means the return type of the prototype void means from the definition part of the function it does not return any value to the calling part, and this is a user defined name of a function. Here I am defining traverse, you can take any name as per the rule of the identifier. Then int means here as our array is the integer type, so here I am specifying the data type that we receive what type of array, and this is the another integer variable which is defined for receiving the range of the array. As our array range is of integer type, so here I am also specifying the data type as int. Then comes to main void main. In void main, here I am declaring an array of size 50 and n is the range, n is the variable which is used to store range of the array, and I is a counter variable. So, first we will enter the range of the array, that is enter the range of an array. Suppose here I am entering the value of n. Suppose in this case the value of the range is 5, and then we will display a message that is enter the array elements. Okay, and for that here I am taking a for loop, and by using for loop we will input each and every element of the array that I already inputted. Then from this location we will call the definition part of the function. That means when this statement is executed, this function will search the definition part of the function, or compiler will search the definition part of this function. So, from this location it will reset the definition part of the traverse function. As per the syntax, you can see this is the integer type, this is also integer type. So, it will receive the array of integer type, and this will receive another integer variable that store the range of the array that is inputted at the calling part of the array. Here we are passing array name and range of the array, and these two are the integer type. So, it is receive the one array and its range. And for displaying this array or traversing this array, we must require a counter variable. Suppose here I am declaring the counter variable I. So, for I equals to 0, I less than n, this is the condition, then I equals to I plus 1. Then when we executing this loop, I equals to 0, I less than n, that I already executed at the time of algorithm, and when this condition is false, then we will exit from this loop. So, let us execute this. I equals to 0, I less than n, n equals to 5. So, I less than n means 0 less than 5, condition true, and it will display the first element of the array, that is 10. Then I plus plus I equals to 1, then again it will check the condition, that is 1 less than 5, condition true, and it will display again a of 1 location data, that is 20. So, in this process it will display all the array element, or it will visit all the array element. And when I less than n, the condition is false, then we will exit from this to end of the for loop. And after the end of the for loop, we will get the ending curly braces of this user defined function. And when it executes this ending curly braces, it will return where it come. Okay, that means this location. And after that, it will get the ending curly braces of main, that means end of the program. Then what will be the output became? The output became, so according to this, first it will enter a range, enter the range of an element, range of an array, suppose that is 5. Then next we will enter the array elements, that means when executing this loop, it will enter the array elements, suppose that is 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50, and when we call this, it will display or it will traverse the array and it will display 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Okay. Then after that it will return to the calling part and then end of the program. So this is the output of the array traversal. Okay. Hope student you get knowledge on array traversal, how the algorithm of the array traversal are executed, then how we can implement this algorithm in function, and then we implement this function into program or practical implementation of array traversal. Thank you. Have a nice day.